We are back. Live and On Board is back again. An all-new episode, and we are on the new yacht in Marina Del Rey Harbor, California, with two of my best friends in the entertainment industry ever, Al Ducharme and Bernadette Pauley. Yes.
Well, it's great to be back at the marina.
That's right.
On the new yacht.
That's right. Hello, love.
Hello. Welcome
on the new yacht.
aboard. Permission to come aboard, sir.
Permission granted.
Oh, this is tremendous. We are on board, and it's a fabulous vessel. I will tell you that much.
Thank you.
And I'm a man who spends some time on the seas, and this is definitely right up my alley. It's twank.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank you.
Bernie?
And it's a 2-bedroom, and you kept saying it was a 2-bedroom, and I thought you guys were joking.
Oh, there's staterooms, by the way.
Yeah, there's staterooms.
Is that fancy-pantsy?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2
Don't call them
staterooms
bedrooms.
on this boat, and you think we're going to get off it, but we're not.
And there's 2 heads, so I got to get some
He
heads.
used the word heads, not bathroom.
Ah!
Good.
Port, starboard, stern, bow!
Yeah.
Aft, forward!
You have a sailor here.
I have a what?
A sailor. That's
All
a sailor.
hands on deck!
Yeah, he is a sailor. He works on a lot of ships.
Watch
so
those hands.
Iceberg, right ahead!
Let's
All
not
right,
go there.
let's be honest. We've been drinking. Last time we were on the podcast...
That's what we do on yachts.
Yes, last time we were on the podcast...
You were sober.
We were sober. It was the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Tonight we had cocktail hour.
Oh, yeah.
And it turned into cocktail 2 hour.
Yeah, and we're finally doing the show. We figured we better do it now because we might not be able to in a little
It'll be
while.
pass out hour.
We were figuring, right?
Tremendous. We're so glad to be back.
You're not hearing from Bernie much because she's actually still sipping her cocktail.
No,
so
I'm sitting back, and I'm just taking it all in.
Really?
I'm having a good
Take
time.
it all in, bitch.
And our dog, Buddy, is here, and...
Yeah, Buddy's here. Say hi, Buddy.
Hello.
See?
Hi.
Oh, he just shit on your ship.
No, he did not. Don't be blaming the dog. That was you.
It was me. I did number 4. Twice as big as number 2. Sir, we're taking on crap.
Bernie made the mistake of saying a few minutes ago, oh, what's the theme of the show today? There is no theme.
No, it's kind of a...
No,
theme.
there's no theme, but you had a lot of amazing stories earlier.
And as soon as we started recording,
and you don't
want
to talk about them, but they were pretty, like, mind-blowing. And now I'm like, you can't tell me mind-blowing stories, and then you're like, and now we're going to record the podcast, but you can't bring any of them up.
No. The judges made me, I'm on a gag order, and it's...
Honey, I want you to
gagged.
be on the gag order, too.
Don't you hate... You wish I was on a gag order.
I wish I could make a gag.
Can we ask who you're on a gag order by, or can we not even ask that? All right.
Bernie, stop
Well,
it.
I just want everybody here to know that whatever we talk about, we just talked about way more interesting shit.
But someday the story's
before
going
the
to come
show.
out. It's going to be your memoirs, perhaps your novel, and it's going to be a tremendous read, and I'm looking forward to it.
No one wants to hear it, man.
Oh, believe me,
Nobody
they want to hear it.
All right, then what do you want to talk about
They
tonight?
want to hear what the hell you two have been doing. Now, I've had you on my show separate, not together. This is a chance for me, because I've asked you both questions separately. This is for me to really, like, get the dirt out and find out what's really going on in this relationship and in the entertainment biz and the two of you and your conflicts. And I can find out everything right now, but we probably won't, maybe.
This is like Caitlyn. It's like Caitlyn Jenner, and it's the Kardashian situation.
Wait a minute, you got your surgery?
I had my surgery. I used to be a chick. And I've had a couple of things added.
Uh-oh.
And
don't share that with me. I don't want to know. Added. Upgrades?
Well, a lateral move.
Lateral move. You're scaring me, Al.
Ow, wait till I show you the photos.
Are you going to be Allison now, or what are we looking at?
No, I was Allison.
Oh, you were Al.
Now I'm Al, or Alfred.
Oh, Al. Did Bernadette work with you with the architecture and choosing everything? And
a little
exactly
bit,
what
yeah.
you wanted?
I went for an open design concept.
An open design. So you could kind of just add on later and get more bells,
Yeah,
bells
we
and whistles.
have options if we want to expand. So
wow.
Yeah.
So what do you want to know? Shoot, go for the hit.
Yeah, come on, man.
How do you say it?
Well,
I
what
said
the
go
heck,
for
you know? I know. Well, Bernadette, I know. and Al almost forever. I know that before I even met them, I knew them from television and projects they worked on and things, and I'm a huge fan. So getting to hang out with these two, it's starting to feel like almost on a regular basis, even though it's every few months. But it's nice to know you guys and hang out with you. I'll tell you that right now. You're a lot of fun, and they're pretty funny sometimes.
I'm glad that you like us since we're moving into your second bedroom on your yacht.
I wouldn't let anybody else do it.
What I like about the bedrooms is, excuse me, they're completely private from one another. You don't even share a common wall. The master bedroom is all the way stern and aft, right?
So I might not see you for a few days.
And you have the living area and then the galley in between, and you have your own. You could do whatever you want. It's like a separate wing.
So I wouldn't even have to run into you that often.
No, we could go. You could go days.
I wouldn't know you were here.
You can go days without seeing one another.
Oh, I didn't even know they were here.
Oh goodness. I would have put. Perhaps I should have put something on, an apron at least.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here in the galley cooking bacon.
Now you're used to ships because you're doing a lot of ships. Haven't you been doing a lot of
I'm
shows
a stowaway. I've stowed away on many ships. That's how I travel the world. I make friends down at the docks. Sometimes I pay off somebody with a bribe, and then I make my way. I grab some bananas and some fruit,
you're on the right track with the bribes.
Transatlantic crossings. I basically stay down below, and then I eat just fruit, and I lose a lot of weight, and then I come out in Europe somewhere, and then I'm able to see Rome, Paris.
I like that.
Amsterdam.
You get to travel.
Yeah, I get to travel.
So while you're traveling, I noticed that Bernie's always somewhere else.
Not necessarily.
Is she with you sometimes?
Bernie and I are two professional stand-up comedian
We're going to talk
headliners.
about it like she's not here.
Oh, she's not here anymore.
I'm here, but I have beer.
So she's occupied.
So sometimes we work together. Sometimes we just travel together. And other times we have a nice break from one another.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it is.
That's nice.
Keeps everything going.
So the minute he leaves, do you throw a party or what?
I don't know, but the cable guy keeps showing up. So that's
a lot of shit gets done. Because usually when he comes home, I'm really like... Well, first of all, we've noticed if we're apart too much, we'll start a fight. And it's usually the person that's stuck at home that picks the fight. Because if you're traveling, he's chewing into the monitor right now. That's fascinating. So whoever's at home gets a little bored and picks the fight, correct?
Right, yeah.
And lately it's been me usually. But yeah, he'll come home and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy he's home. And about 12 hours later, I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. When is he leaving?
Well,
because you can't get shit done.
There's an adjustment. There's like a 48 to 72 hour. I'm eating something because these are delicious. Karen put some mango coconut squares on the table, and they're irresistible.
Mango coconut. Love those things.
But there's that 48, 72 hour adjustment period where, I've been traveling or been doing whatever I'm doing, and she's home, and she has her own space. And then I come in and invade it, and I start barking out orders. And I told her, give me a little pass. Give me at least 24 hours, and then I'll...
And that's when I say, I don't like your tone.
Oh.
Because he takes a tone.
Oh.
A tone.
Guilty.
And he could end up living alone the rest of his life.
If the shit hits the fan, I mean, I'll get some in my face.
Me too. Let's all take one for the team, Al.
Hey, who doesn't want to be shit-faced? Come on.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
Where are we going? Take one for the team. God, I had a Hollywood flashback there, too. Bend over, no lube. Jesus. What are we talking about?
We're talking a lot about nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that, though.
But I hope to think we're doing it well. I hope to think, I said.
We are. So when Bernie's in town before you or has possession of the abode at the time when you come back from tour, so it's basically she has the turf, the ground, so...
Yeah, who's ever home...
Whoever's home first.
Gets, what do we call it? With claimage?
Claim. We'd say claim, like from the Walking Dead. Claim.
So we got to get Bernie out so that you're there, and then you would take claim. Do you take claim when she's out of town?
He does. He comes back like the general.
You have to have a little respect for the person that's been manning the fort, the home front. I mean, they're taking care of it. They're maintaining it. They're doing
But I'm not that good at domestic care, but I try. But I keep the dog alive.
That's good.
That's true.
And the fort, but part of the fort thing is not just like the domestic. I mean, it could be a mess when you get home, but at least everything's intact, right? Bills are paid, car's still there, house is there, dog's still there.
Yeah, well, everything's on automatic payment anyways through the accounts.
You didn't have to say that. We thought Bernie was on the home front taking care of all that.
She pays the trash removal.
Physically, she hands it to the trash guy. Hi, here's your...
We got a
No.
bill. We got a bill.
Oh.
And we live in
I
a
agree.
kick-ass neighborhood. We live in a great
Yeah, we live
neighborhood.
in Studio
Our
City.
neighbors are
tremendous
awesome.
bungalow. It's the nicest neighborhood as comedians we've lived in some rough areas of New York.
Yeah.
And now we live in fucking Disneyland,
We've
but
killed
we're
a couple
next
of
to
people.
these. No, but
You would think so, right? You come out here and there's all these nice, beautiful places, and there's like more drama than when you move to the middle of Manhattan.
Right?
Or, you can move to the hood and have less drama. Probably.
Yeah, well, because it's Los Angeles. What is it? The city where hopes and dreams die, whatever they say it is. But whatever the saying is. But yeah, here we are. Our philosophy is we want to be the riffraff wherever we go.
yeah.
And these
Not in
guys,
LA. You can't
these
get
guys,
noticed in LA.
These guys topped us.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Because
yeah,
we're in a posh neighborhood.
Yeah, there's some crazy people here.
It's unbelievable.
There's some crazy people. Are we also like taking photo ops here? While
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we
do.
are.
While
We're
we're
doing
on the air? What are
live
we doing?
action photo
Live
ops.
action
Karen is like
photo
running
ops.
around.
Taking photos.
She's doing the we get some live photos. So, anyways,
But LA, I find it like even it doesn't matter whether it's on the set or at my yacht club or I'm at Catalina Island. In New York, I always thought I was the one who stood out. You know what I mean? It's like, so try to be like low key. I'm coming in under the radar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not here. It's like you don't even notice me.
Because there's so much crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy here,
This is the
right?
town of amplifying.
I mean, we could say that. We're all East Coasters here.
It's about amplifying your persona here, and everybody has to be bigger than the next person. So they just this town draws a lot of crazies tenfold.
Yes, across the
And
board.
it's understandable. We totally get it. So it's just weird that it's very common to find these crazies. It's just there's a plethora of them. So,
And we can't do nothing about it. Us East Coasters just keep coming here, especially for the entertainment
I want to be
industry.
the crazy person.
You know?
So what's going to happen? Are we going to come here and take over and make it more East Coast like,
Not
or is it
really.
always going to be crazy?
Well, we've been here forever. It's always crazy.
So what do we do?
This
How do
is
we
it.
deal
We're
with
doing
this?
it. I don't
Doing
know.
it.
We talk about them on the air, I guess. What do we do? What do we do? We
We're
drink.
doing it.
We have another cocktail, and we talk about them smart.
I am driving a vehicle, so I am cutting off my
Not
alcohol
tonight.
intake.
Not tonight. You're staying in your new guest room there.
I'm calling Uber.
That you could always Uber.
You can always
You
Uber.
can always Uber. So
Yeah.
back to I'm
Reality.
kind of on this whole thing with you guys because I'm curious because usually entertainers like actors, actresses, they can't like marry each other and have long-term relationships, and you have like two egos and two people touring and two people being funny. So I'm always impressed like how much you guys love each other and how look at you, pretty couple, how great you get along.
She's all right.
You never have arguments. Everything's just beautiful. I love it.
Well,
Well, you're full of shit,
You're full
Tony,
of shit.
because you know we're at each other's throats, but
any relationship
Good. Maybe
is
we're
a
getting
challenge. I don't
somewhere.
care who you are, where you're from, especially when you're with two strong-headed, opinionated people, entertainers such as ourselves. You know, you're going to have your challenges, your struggles, but at the end of the day, we come out on top. And we're just lucky. We're lucky.
She's on top.
and
You're on top.
I'm not competitive
Okay.
with him in any way, shape, or form.
We're both cheerleaders for one another.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Same
learned-
team.
We learned that in the beginning, although it may have taken a couple of years to make an adjustment.
So do you
but-
think you're more powerful together too?
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
You know,
right?
you hit it right on the head. That's exactly. We're more powerful together.
More powerful together.
Yeah.
Damn
Good.
straight.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, competition can also churn that creativity, and I understand that, like competitiveness,
Yeah.
bringing you to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
But I think for us, it definitely is. We join forces, and it makes us
Yeah.
a force to reckon with.
And we're very different, too. I think we're both in
Absolutely.
the game, but first of all, I think he blows me out of the water. But that aside, I think we're so different.
I don't know what that means.
There could
but-
be no competition.
Are you saying you're like more impressed with what
Well,
he
I've
does-
had
you're
people
impressed
like
with
when
him,
they're
what he does?
hiring us or we're on the road and they're like, who should go last? And I'm like, this is a cunty business that we're in, and there's a lot of sexism, and I should be headlining over a lot of men, but over this particular one, I shouldn't. And I'm like, put him last.
Well, he's a
I-
badass.
I'm- first.
You're a badass.
I'm
But
a-
no,
Let me
no,
explain
but-
this to you. Here's the analogy. I'm a pack of firecrackers, or salutes as we call them in the Northeast. You light the wick and they all go off at all different times. Pop, 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 pop. Out of control. She's a smart bomb. She has a target and she has execution. And therefore, I appreciate.
Well
what you
described.
do.
I agree.
She's the smart one.
Let me give you. Well, not really. Let's not say smart because there's so much pretentious bullshit in comedy right now.
Oh,
like as Tess Rafferty said recently in a post, what is it? Unfunny is the new funny these days. Like I'm so tired of like the whole scene and the business. But
I don't like the unfunny though. I can't stand when the unfunny.
And I can't pretend.
And when people are actually into it too,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
And they
not
sit in the back
funny
of the
if people are
room.
into not
Unfunny, and let me add to that, underfunny.
Underfunny?
Yeah, they think they're being funny, but it's underfunny because they're doing it so subtle. They're doing it below subtle, and subtle can work. I mean, I like Jim Gaffigan, who's very subtle in his delivery.
Yeah.
You know, and his flair. I like his acting and all that. But there's this under subtle, funny thing that's, I guess, it's trying to happen or become something, and it's not me. I don't get it.
It's a big jerk off, is what it is.
It's
and
a big
I'm
jerk
not
off.
interested
I
in
feel
it.
like my
It's a
time's
big
wasted.
fucking-
There's pins
yeah.
dropping. You can't hear any,
This
nobody
is
in the
what it
room's
is.
doing anything, and
I'm
people
from an-
rehire that person and think it's hilarious.
Well, because people that are rehiring them are also from bourgeois, fucking upper middle class, yankety yank. I don't know what.
Yankety-yank.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But
Tell us how you really feel. That's what I like about
Year-
Marina. She
years
always
ago-
holds back. She holds back.
years ago, I went
She
back
just
to
holds back.
Boston. Years ago, I went to Boston with what's his name here, Al Ducharme. Al Ducharme
You're
and
fired.
we went back to Dorchester, Massachusetts to perform at Emerald Isle, which are my people. I'm from Revere. Emerald Isle.
I gave you the best comedy advice
Yes.
I could give you
So,
for the situation.
We go back to Boston. It's Dorchester, which is basically 75% black, 25% Irish. Would you say?
At that time, yes.
Which, okay, and black and Irish are pretty much the same thing.
This is like
except
10
for
years
skin.
ago, right?
Okay, yes. So I'm like, oh my God, and I'm looking out, and we're doing this barroom gig in Dorchester, Mass. And I'm thinking, these are my fucking people. This is an ace in the hole. They're going to fucking love me. But I came up in New York. I've been doing comedy already for like 12 years, and I've got my own ideas and style. So I go out for this Dorchester gig, and Al is headlining, and I'm featuring. And I go out, and I do some bits. And one of my bits was about women in burqas, head coverings. This is pre 9/11, or this is whatever.
It's just whatever.
I love when you pick non-controversial,
yeah,
not
yeah,
emotional
because
material.
that's all I have. So I had some bits, and they're with me. They're so with me for my belligerent Irish fucking rage, because I love to be enraged by anything. As you know, you're Italian, so if you're not angry, you're not alive. And then I come back into like, I don't know. Oh no, this is the deal. I come out, I'm a little belligerent, and I'm a little like pow pow in your face. So I get them immediately. Then I start talking about women wearing head coverings in Iran and stuff. But the way I did it, they didn't like it. And they were like, what the fuck is this broad talking about? Like, so I lost my crowd. I came out belligerent and hitting them hard, and then I lost them and ate my ass for the last 10 minutes of my set. And I got off. And I walk over and
well, that's because you're riding that line nobody else wants to ride. I'm impressed with that enough that you do that.
Yes, but I'm also in an Irish bar in Dorchester that's very, whatever, you know what that means if you know what that means. So he says to me, because he's going to go up and headline in 3 seconds after the MC gets off, he goes, what the fuck were you doing? He goes, you had that crowd. They were eating out of your hands, and then you start fucking talking about women's rights in Iran. Like, you can't do that. He goes, look at your crowd. Know your crowd, Bernie. And he goes, you see this crowd right here tonight? And we were, like I said, in a Dorchester bar. He goes, this crowd wants drinks about retards, drinking beer, what is it? Retards and taking a shit. He goes, you get up there. He goes, you get up there and you tell them jokes.
What an evaluation.
He goes, you get up there and you tell them jokes about retards, drinking beer, and taking a shit, and you'll fucking kill for 25 minutes. But you didn't. You fucking lost it. And you know what? He was right. Because I got them, because I had that belligerent whatever it is I have.
It's just about knowing your audience,
but
getting
then,
the paycheck and getting out of there.
Then
This isn't going to make your career.
Yeah,
this is about doing a Wednesday night gig and making cash and having a couple of cocktails.
Exactly.
I get it.
And he was right. And then he went up and he fucking crushed
I think he just helped
for
me
45
too.
minutes.
Because I did a joke about a retard taking a shit.
Yeah. So whenever I live my life, no matter
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you killed it.
Well, I'm exaggerating.
But I never forgot that. And these people, like the belligerent Irish in Dorchester, like they were with me physically. You could feel the audience was but when they pull back, they pull back. You could feel the physical, like, We might beat you. We might like you.
I like that sometimes. See, I'm a guy, a lot of people make them laugh. A lot of people, like New York, they roll through your jokes a lot. Like, everything's funny I do. I'm more impressed sometimes with, like, making them feel something else. I know maybe we're not supposed to in comedy clubs.
No, I know. And everybody's like, why are you talking about this?
I kind of like that roller coaster where the room goes from they're with you and then they're like, whoa.
Oh.
Well, it's a challenge. You know,
I don't
know. I'm not saying you're digging a hole, but you gotta. Yeah. It's a rhythm.
But I do. Yeah. I love losing a crowd and getting them back.
Yeah.
But
that's the
on this particular night, I lost them and I never got them back, and that's like a shit.
That's all right.
Feeling,
I love you anyway.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
What the hell are we doing here?
I don't know. We can. What's on the horizon? What's going on with?
Yeah. What's going on with you guys? Are you going away together? Are you going away separate again?
We're going to be at the brokerage in Long Island at the end of May.
No, right by my mom's house.
Yeah.
I love the brokerage. I've been there. I've played music gigs there.
I was originally at Governor's, and then Ralphie May bumped me.
Yeah, Ralphie May and his
Ralphie May.
Governor's.
Well, when we go there,
Levittown.
I was headlining. Governor's, and she was headlining the brokerage, and they called us up. They said, "Listen, Ralphie May's coming in. He's doing a tour, and he's gonna, blah blah blah. We're gonna put you guys together. You'll still get the same pay, so we get to actually co-headline together, and it's all good. And I love doing that.
Excellent.
But Ralphie May, you owe me, man.
The brokerage is a fun place.
I love that club.
It really is. I love that club.
Fun place, man. Great crowd.
And once again, it's one of those clubs. Like if you're sinking, you're sinking. They're gonna let you know. If they hate you. It's a witch hunt.
I love
and
the
I'll
new
let
owners.
You know.
I mean, they've owned it for quite a few years now.
Yeah.
But Gary Smith was the older. He owned the club originally.
Mm-hmm.
But then Jimmy took over, and they treat us very nicely.
Now, New York City.
New York City.
I love doing Broadway. I love doing New York Comedy Club.
Yeah.
You know.
Who doesn't?
Fun rooms.
Well,
we're gonna be there. We'll be there during the week, Bern.
Yeah.
Do you find that the New York crowd? I always talk about this. Probably almost every show, but I'm always talking about the New York crowd and differences. It's like LA's more, they're so used to seeing a superstar jump up out of nowhere, that it's like, go ahead, make me laugh. Who are you? Who's coming out next? But New York is like
they're there to have fun.
They're there to have fun.
They
love you.
They've been at their 9 to 5, which is probably more like a 7 to 8 p.m. gig during the day.
They're in the same clothes from work.
Yeah, so they'll come to the clubs and they're there to cut loose.
Yeah.
Whereas in L.A.,
they're not in the same frame of mind, man.
I mean, L.A.'s, when you go 45 minutes outside of Los Angeles, you get those crowds that are appreciative of you as well. But in L.A., it's very judgmental. A lot of them are performers and actors.
Yeah.
They're envious of you. Why are they getting stage time?
Traffic.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's nuts. So
yeah, because it's weird. When I go back to New York, I really get my game on, you get that. Oof,
you feel
they go
grounded.
wild. They're whistling, they're screaming, they're got feedback.
Too,
and we're out here, it's kind of like they're in the thinker position, with their make me laugh.
And they do laugh, but you got to work. You got to work for it. And people think it's the opposite. They think New York you have to work harder, but it's not. It's not true.
And the Troops. I know you both have done the Troops, right?
I've done all the Troops.
She has performed on them.
I can never leave it open for Bernie and say things like that. I know. Yeah. So you
did
the Troops, all of them. So they're really receptive, huh?
Oh yeah,
so appreciative.
They're just so
real.
happy, especially when you. I mean, we've done bases stateside too, but going overseas, they're so happy that you made it. You came all that way. They've been away for months. Some of them are young, so 8 months is forever for somebody who's 20 years old. That's forever.
Yeah, they might not even been away from home ever.
8 months is nothing for me.
But, and they certainly haven't had any laugh about anything. When you show up, they finally.
Yeah, they're able to cut loose.
Yeah.
And you're coming from their homeland, so you're bringing something with you.
You doing some more troop stuff this year? Anything planned?
Do we have anything on the books at this very moment?
No, we were just asked about something, but I don't think it's going to work.
We were asked to go to the Middle East just recently, but we couldn't. We had other obligations. We weren't going to.
Well, I think I'm going to take this moment right now since we're on the air, and I'm going to ask you right out. I just filled out some paperwork for the Rat Pack shows, which you both have done.
Mm-hmm.
If they say yes, and we're doing a headliner show there, you guys in?
Where?
Wherever.
He's looking at me like
wherever.
I'm in. Do I have to wear a burqa? Because I'm not going to do that.
No burqa.
Okay.
Burqa free on my shows. I will go to bat with you.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
No burqa for Bernie.
No
are you going to go to
Burqa-free
Afghanistan?
Bernie.
I've been to Afghanistan. I didn't care for it too much, but I'll do it again. But
I don't want him to go to. I don't want him to go to anywhere dangerous. Don't go to Afghanistan.
No, you go with him, you guys.
I'll go.
And you take Buddy, and the three of you, something happens, the three of you go together.
I went to the Middle East twice now, and the second time half of the gigs were canceled because there was too much uprising and such.
Oh wow!
But that's okay. We made it out alive.
Oh, everybody's about social media. Everybody's about getting
social
hits.
media.
Everybody's doing something, trying to do something viral. That's the whole goal.
Yeah,
everybody's let's do something, try to get it to go viral.
The last decade, definitely social media, but more so in the last probably 4 or 5 years. It's like it's becoming the mainstream.
Yeah.
I walk down the street. Look at how many people are looking at their phones. It's not just email. It's Facebook. It's Instagram. It's Snapchat. It's everything. It's about how many likes did I get? What's going on?
It's hard to compete. Some of them are just capturing stuff and it's getting 10, 20 million hits. Meanwhile, entertainers, we're sitting around trying to figure out what could we work on and get this much attention, and people are just videoing something naturally happening that's getting 20
someone who's not
hits.
even in any sort of entertainment at all is all of a sudden they got 25 million views on something. It's like, what?
Now, how much of a role do you think that plays? I personally, I think it plays a pretty big role. You agree? Does it play a big role, all this social media?
Absolutely.
Even if there's no money in it, it's
they're saying 80 to 100,000 followers on your Twitter to open doors to get meetings to pitch stuff now. That's what it's all about. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you got 12 followers? Well, good luck with that.
Oh, you've got 140,000 followers.
Well,
why don't you tell us your idea?
Here's the thing.
Is that how it's basically working now?
There's the other side of that is there's people that have figured out how to get these followers, but they don't have what it takes.
Oh, right. They follow me and they pay 10,000
they'll go to a club,
followers.
They'll headline a club somewhere, a comedy club, and they have 140,000 followers, so they get a small percentage to show up. They put asses in seats. And then after 10 minutes, they've got nothing. And so then the bar's making money, but then people are complaining, the regulars are complaining about, what's this guy? Why the feature just blew this guy off the stage?
Yeah, he put a couple asses in the seats. And
so you got that going on.
Yeah, so it'll have its own downfalls. And
I think like anything else.
I don't know, will it? Like, that's my question. Will it?
It will
do they just care about how many people are in the place? They don't care about the talent level or
for the short term.
When they started papering rooms, papering meaning giving away free tickets, all the clubs were packed, but then it watered down everything, and you're getting the drunk that was going out to the comedy club to get drunk. So you had an audience of drunks, because it didn't cost anything to get in, so they're spending all their money on booze.
You don't need to talk about my family that way.
So the comedy audiences stopped going to comedy clubs for a couple of years, and they were hurting. And then someone figured it out. Oh, we keep giving away tickets, we're papering the room, we're losing the quality of our audience, and that's our future. So then they started to go back to the old way of doing things. I mean, they still give away tickets at certain clubs, but they were papering them like 100% at one time because they were just thinking about the bar. So that had that a reverse effect and hurt them for a couple of years. It's
a crazy business because they get behind certain people and either give away tickets, sell tickets, hype the thing. You could put somebody in the Staples Center in there. All of a sudden it's a sold-out show and videoed and legendary. Yeah. And the same guy shows up you see his name. He's on the social media. He's at the Improv with 5 other headliners on Saturday night in a 100-seat room. And it's not sold out, with 5 or 6 huge headliners in their own right fill a room and sell seats in an auditorium, but there's nobody there. So it's a confusing business. Like, where and when?
Because LA, it's like,
and how did you get them there?
It's almost like you can always see somebody somewhere. There's nothing worse than going to one of the major clubs in Los Angeles, and everyone that goes on before you has got a show or a sitcom, or not so much now, but definitely a few years ago. Yeah. And they walk in, and then they bump everybody, and they go up and tank, and
they jump in front of you and tank.
And all of a sudden you're going on an hour and a half later, half the audience is there. Yeah, but that's part of the business.
How's that for you? I know it affects me. I've had nights where everybody from Sarah Silverman jumped in front of me.
Sure. It's a part of the business.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia. It doesn't matter, Bobby Lee, whoever it is, Whitney Cummings, doesn't matter who it is. But they're fresh off a TV show. You got your energy right. You got that person. You're in the wings. You're ready to go out. and I've been shoved to the wall and somebody just walk out as
I guess,
my
and
name.
as you should,
Yeah.
because everybody,
It
most of those
changes.
people pay their dues as well. So
Yeah.
that happened to them in the beginning.
But it changes your energy, right? It
Oh,
throws
absolutely.
you a little bit, not just me.
If the audience is on a tee and you're lining yourself up and you're taking a couple of practice swings,
Yeah.
you're ready to go, and all of a sudden they go, oh, no, you're not next. It changes everything.
Yeah.
But I will say, if it's somebody who comes in worthwhile, like a few times in New York City, I've been bumped by Chris Rock, and he comes in and he's legitimately working on something, and you get to watch him, and it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And then you watch him every night. He'll come in 5 nights in a row and change and tweak, and he's really working.
Yeah.
That amazes me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm in amazing circles. But when somebody comes in to jerk off, and it's not funny, and it's a fucking waste of everybody's time, it's enraging.
Yeah,
That's my
people
feeling.
that are putting the work in, No, I'm talking about nobodies of comedy, but they have a television show. So,
Right.
And they dabbled in stand-up, and they go on, they got nothing. But then there's lazy, famous comedians who go in as well. I'm not going to mention any names.
Yeah.
And they go, I'm just going to go up and do 10 minutes. And then they do an hour and 15. They walk the crowd. And all they're doing, it's all ego. And they're actually working and writing on stage. They didn't come prepared. They're underprepared.
Yeah.
And they're recording it, hoping to get something out of it. And that's, I don't care for that all that
No,
much.
I don't
Especially
either.
when the club says, all right, we're going to pay you guys, but you're not going on. Sorry. We didn't know it was going to go this long. It's just like, it's annoying.
Yeah, it's like...
I would never do that,
I don't like even worse when they come on, they're not supposed to be there, they jump in front of you, then they say, okay, it's okay, you think they're going to test out some stuff, and that's what they say they're there for, and the club tells you.
Yeah, but
and
they're
then you
not
hear them
doing
do their
shit.
classic fallback on stuff
Yeah.
that they've made all their money on and did for years, and you're like, really? That's what you're going to do in front of me? And say it's not? I've had somebody do that, won't mention names, with their clipboard and act like it's off the cuff and do their classic stuff that's on recordings
no shit.
for HBO.
I have to find out when we
And you
turn
go,
this.
what the hell is that? What the hell is that? And
But
you know
anyways.
they're chipping away. It also kind of takes you down. They know what they're doing, too. It's
But at the
kinda
same
like
time, back to
sabotaging.
Bernie, it's not all doom and gloom and horrible. There's
No.
moments when there's like, wow, seeing Chris Rock work on whatever he's working on, Academy Awards.
Well, those are the times where it brings you up, right?
Because-
Where
Yeah.
you go to the next level.
Yeah, you get bumped.
I've had that, and that's fun.
And
That's fun. With whoever bumped you was really hot.
And we've had situations
brings
where we had to
you
go on
rise
after
up.
Seinfeld or whoever, and the crowd was right there with us and you make a little, and you go, now me,
Yeah, yeah.
And they're right there with you. So there's it's not all gloom and doom. There's some good times.
So you guys have been around a lot longer than me. I know that. 'cause
Well, I started on comedy.
I've been
when
watching
comedy
you.
didn't even have a C, it was Amity.
I was watching you too. I was a little kid. Can that be?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Whatever you
But
want
I was watching you too. I was a little kid. But I know for a fact there must be some incredible performance. You just mentioned Chris Rock. You just mentioned somebody else. So just throw me out some names, some people who have just jumped in front of you that you've opened for, that ended up opening for you, or just the people who inspire you. Maybe like throw it out because that's
Bill
important.
Cosby. The show's over. I'm kidding. I used to enjoy watching Bill Cosby.
Did you do that on purpose?
I used to
Just
enjoy.
set me up.
I did like Bill Cosby growing up, and he would tell storyteller, and he would do sound effects, and that's kind of what I do. So he inspired me as far as that goes. I like the technical part of Seinfeld, the way he was able to form a joke, and execute it. Of course, the latest things with Cosby, it doesn't look good for Cosby.
Now, who did you get to work with that like really inspires you and that was mind blowing?
Bernadette Pauley.
Huh? For me, it was you guys, but who was it for
Absolutely. Yeah.
In New York, we had so many people that were behind us, excelled past us.
Do you think that you had more people? Because this is the Mecca. As much as we think New York's the Mecca, this is really the Mecca for like
really
stars
the Mecca?
floating around.
Is that why?
As far as stars floating around and business and how many more projects are being done.
I'm not gonna
per
lie,
day.
I've never been inspired stand-up comedy-wise in this town. I never have. But in New York, it's watching Colin Quinn and Chris Rock when they come in and work and rework. And I was around Seinfeld quite a lot. Although he doesn't move me emotionally, I respect his technical proficiency. But in this town, I haven't been that inspired. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been bumped a lot.
All the people that I appreciate.
Hell yeah.
But you are
famous.
right. Like,
we're already established. I mean, a lot of my peers became famous as well, you know, and working those gigs with them, watching their techniques, they inspired me as well, you know. It is funny, a lot of them that are as big as they are now, it's like, oh wow, they really are big. Because you know them at this, you know them in your 20s when you're running around doing all these hell gigs. And then all of a sudden, 15, 20 years later, they're big and famous. And you're like, oh.
Are you doing this
wow.
for me? You were doing this in your 20s?
I was doing, I went on stage when I was in high school. My first time doing stand-up. The analogy I can make, it's kind of like golf. You're playing against yourself. You're always trying to better yourself. You know, you make some hook shots or you slice it. But then when everything all lines up and you hit the sweet spot and you get it close to the hole and then you putt it in. It's just an amazing feeling.
Yeah,
you know, you're the creator, you're the writer, you're the director, you're the performer. And it's all on you. And when you do well, there's no better high. And when you tank, it's horrible.
So how do you rationalize the tanking to yourself in your own head?
You cannot.
How do you try to put it in perspective? You cannot be funny
and you cannot be successful without tanking.
You can't.
Right, but when you do you kind of do you let it roll off? You say, hey, I got to go back and do more homework?
It still affects me very much. As a matter of fact, you can have 100 great shows, phenomenal shows in a row, and then you have one show where you tank and it's just like it dismantles you.
You've got to get another good set in to like get the taste out of your mouth. They say you're only as good as your last set, and that's kind of true.
Get back on the horse, go out again.
Yeah.
But there are performers that I know, or at least they appear to. They're going. I'm concentrating on this new material. I don't give a shit. I'm doing it for me. And they appear to separate the reaction of the audience from what they're doing, the execution. They really are doing it for future performance. They're doing it to work out the material. I have a harder time with that personally because I want it to be gangbusters right out of the gate. I want it to be funny right out of the gate. And I'm hard on myself. But that's just the way I operate. I'm much better than I was when I was younger.
Very similar to me because I'll still stay with the solid material. Mm-hmm. And to me, testing to me is throwing a couple of new things in between, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't. I see people who just go out and just go, all new. And just try and...
Louis C.K.,
oh my God,
his philosophy was, and this is an old story, but a few years in, he was doing the best of, and then he learned, I'm going to do all my new stuff up front every night, right? Isn't that how he's going to do it?
I don't know. I guess.
No matter what happens.
He's going to do all his new stuff up front. Do I have that backwards?
Roll the dice.
No, I don't know. He's just going to do all new stuff up front. A whole new 20 minutes up front.
Oof.
But he was very, very...
I've said I'm going to do that.
Very confident.
I've never done it.
Yeah, right.
Very
Then you put it out in 32 seconds.
Even when we were doing gigs, he was 19 years old. And he just had confidence of a 30-year-old at 19. He was just...
He did, huh?
Yeah.
Louis?
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. Okay, so we're talking about stuff like that. So, like, Louis has his own show, done a lot of other things.
Is he still in the business?
So the two of you are really funny. I could really see you guys with your own sitcom. Mm-hmm. But what do you guys like? What would be really comfortable, and could you really see yourself doing in the future? Like if we turn the clock forward and gave you what you wanted, what would you guys like to be doing?
Well, I think stand-up comedy for me is something that I would hope that I can do till the end. You know? Right. I don't see that ever going away. And
let's face it, it's all you can do at this point.
It's what I am. It's what I am.
Let's just be honest.
I've tried other things. Brain surgery did not work.
No.
And performing it, that is.
No.
So, no, it's who I am. I've been able to do this for over 25 years and make a living at it. So that's
rare.
I know that's an accomplishment.
Everyone says they're making a living at it, but
no, I literally have.
I see you make a living at it, which is incredible.
But still, even at this stage of the game, yes, I have bookings on my book. I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you the facts of it. I don't give a shit about bragging anymore.
I just know I never see you and never get to hang out with you.
I have bookings till 2018. Now, it's not solid all the way through, but I have contracts and such for corporates and comedy clubs through 2018, the beginning of 2018.
And well, you should. You're a badass.
But there's been years where I didn't have, 2 weeks, and it was hard. The tough times were very difficult. Yes, I want something bigger and better always, and that's what keeps me going.
What are you talking about? What's bigger and better to you?
Pam Anderson.
Hey, she just had surgery. They're reduced, so it's not bigger.
I thought
it's
you were-
less
shit.
than better.
Really?
I thought you were
Well,
going to
less than not so
update
better.
that. You got to throw someone younger than that. Jeez.
Yeah, she's old now.
Megan
Still
Fox?
love you though, Pamela.
I don't know. They all look
come
alike
on.
to me.
Give me some current.
I can't tell them apart anymore.
I like Jennifer Lawrence. She's a full figure
So,
gal.
What do you
according
see
to
yourself
Hollywood.
doing? What do you want to do? You want to do film?
Jerking off on
You want to
Jennifer
do more
Lawrence
TV?
tits.
Oh, come on. Besides that,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted me to be serious.
on TV and in film?
Well, yeah, but it's a different ball game now. There's only 8 sitcoms on now, but
Yeah.
in the 90s when I was actually being courted by the networks and being flown in and picked up with a limo and all that.
40 to 60, 80 shows.
Dangling the carrot in front of your eye.
Pilot season,
Nothing took off.
160 of them.
Nothing ever happened, but they were doing, they were
Back in the day.
100 and how many pilots were presented?
Oh, God.
Wasn't
There'd be tons.
the number like 100 or something?
Yeah, the figures were absurd.
And then only
There'd be like 40
18,
up for this and
18 of them would make
yeah,
it, and then
yeah.
out of that 9 would make
Now
it
there's
to
almost none.
being renewed. No, now
It's all reality
yeah,
the past 15, 20 years.
Yeah. It's cost effective, I guess.
Yeah.
They make more profit.
I'd love to see a reality show with you and Bernie.
Yeah?
Yeah. Produce it.
Yeah, why don't you?
Pitch that shit.
Yeah.
We'll do it on the yacht.
That. I'm liking your radio show. I listen to your show, your podcast.
We'll call it Underboard.
Could we take some people from the industry with us?
You listen to
Underboard?
the Bernie and Al podcast, Bernie and Al podcast at bernieandal.com.
I love that show.
That's a good show.
It's a good show.
It is.
It's a good show. You have some great people.
We do. We have
don't
Robert
we?
De Niro coming in. I'm sorry, Tommy De Niro. He's a guy who works at the elementary school. He's a janitor down the street.
Stop it. Go check. No, go check. How can they find your show?
BernieandAl.com.
We're on
iTunes,
iTunes,
we're on Stitcher,
but-
we're on BernieandAl.com.
Yeah, bernieandal.com is the easiest way.
Yeah,
to
they're
go.
also on BernieandAl.com.
Yeah.
And if you can't find them anywhere else, they're at BernieandAl.com.
And we got Bernadette Pauley at Bernadette Pauley on
.com.
Twitter, and then Stand Up Al.
It's actually Bernie Pauley, and he doesn't. That my Twitter handle is Bernie Pauley,
Is
but
it?
my own
Do we have
husband
sit-down
doesn't
Al?
know. Stand Up Al.
Stand Up Al. Once in a while, lay down Al. Again, of course, we want all those things bigger and better, but we're just still happy that our cell phones. I gotta say, the phone still rings.
You're just happy you're working doing
the
stand-up.
emails are still coming in.
Yeah, good.
We still get bizarre offers out of nowhere. Oh, we just saw you at a comedy club 4 months ago, and we wanted you to. How much will you charge to come do my private party at a country club? Yeah. So the offers come in. We do the comedy club circuit.
What's your favorite clubs here in LA?
In Los Angeles, like the big clubs?
Any clubs. Could be small. Could be maybe it's not a comedy club.
We really enjoy, we enjoy Comedy Magic.
Favorite rooms?
We enjoy the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach and the
great
Ice House
room.
in Pasadena. And, the Laugh Factory, they're very nice to me, so I love their rooms.
Yeah, Laugh Factory's great.
I have to reacquaint myself with the Improv. I've only been there a few times in the last year or so, but...
How about New York? What's your favorite rooms?
Well, we love Gotham. Chris Mazzilli, the owner.
Gotham's fun club.
Again, they've been very nice to us over the years. We love doing the Broadway, the comic strip.
I could use you for a referral.
Good luck.
I haven't done Gotham. It's one of the few clubs I
Ever?
haven't done. No, I've
That's
never
a lot
done
of
Gotham.
fun.
That's a good club.
Or the Stand.
Dangerfields is a time
I have not
capsule
been
from
to
the
the
60s.
Stand
I
yet.
love walking into Dangerfields and doing a set.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have favorite rooms outside of all these comedy meccas that we enjoy that no one's ever heard of, just because they're just great audiences. I'm not going to name them.
Yeah.
My favorite club in all the world is the Stand in the UK. He's got clubs in Edinburgh and Glasgow and now in the UK.
Does he have? Does he own the Stand in New York too, or no?
No,
he
totally
doesn't.
different.
In England.
No.
But they are my favorite venues in all the world.
Yeah.
Huh.
Scotland and England.
And he
Well,
runs
in
it well.
Ireland.
He has
The
a
UK.
respect for
UK covers it
comedy,
all.
and he will not allow what's it called?
Oh, he treats you like a human being?
He treats you like a human being,
My
and
God.
they feed you, and they thank you, and they pay you, and
we
he
get a
doesn't.
nice flat that we stay in.
He doesn't let you get a nice flat, and he won't let what's it
posh.
called when you're getting married? What do you call those women having a party? Those horrible women that wear penises around. But yeah, he doesn't allow bachelorette bachelorette
parties?
Yeah, he won't let them in.
Is that really what you were trying to describe? I'm like really thinking
he'll
here.
Send them
she's talking
down
about bachelorette
the street
parties.
to the competitor. He says go down the street to the competitor, and I love that.
Okay.
He sends.
You're not welcome here if you're.
Yeah, like this is about comedy. So if you want to just fucking be like an animal, please go down the street and give them your money. And I respect that so much.
Excellent.
That's Tommy.
It's hard to find integrity in the business. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And when you do, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, right? It glows.
Mike Lacey from the comedy.
I like working for him. He's a nice guy. That's rare.
Yep.
That's rare. That's rare.
Absolutely.
Well, I love working with you two. We've done a lot of Rat Pack shows.
Let's do another.
We're gonna. And we've done the radio show separately. It was great to have the two of you together. This is incredible for me. I'm a fan of both of you separately. I got the both of you together.
And we're going to go sailing next time as well.
Yeah. We're going to go to Catalina. We're going to take the boat to Catalina.
Well, now that we're going to live with you on the boat, it's going to be easy.
Yeah, you're going to be here all the time.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
It's easy.
We'll just chip in for gas money.
My new dog, Buddy.
Love it.
Buddy's going to be around.
Buddy's well adjusted.
Buddy's loving life on the boat.
Yeah, he's loving the boat. He's all in. He's all in. Before we go, real quick, I have to know, and maybe everybody else wants to know, because before, I don't know if I've acknowledged it on my show, and Al and Bernadette, and they're together, and two funny people. Where'd you guys meet?
We fell in love in a hopeless place, a comedy club in New York. We met
at the Comic Strip Live.
At the Comic Strip Live a few years prior to us getting together. We were friends. We were hanging out with the same comedy groups of people.
Truth be told, we were a 9/11 hookup.
Yeah, we were a 9/11 hookup.
To put it bluntly.
I had been hired by Cantor Fitzgerald, which was located on the 103rd and 104th floor of the first tower where the plane actually went in. The first plane went in. They hired me to perform at their annual gathering. And I had been going there to the weeks prior, meeting with people, because I was actually going to be going in to the party as a imposter. They're going to pretend that I was a big executive coming in. So I would show up and I would be wearing a suit, and I was actually taking notes, and we'd have meetings, and it was all under the under the radar. Of course, 9/11 came, and I still haven't been paid for that gig.
So
that's the dark joke there.
So it was 9/13. 9/13.
So 9/13, we're at the comedy club.
You're not there. I'm there.
You're there.
And me and other comedians are taking a head count. Do we know any comedians that maybe had a temp job or something?
And we
downtown?
did.
Right. Wow.
And we knew a couple. One was Tom Shalhoub, who now hosts Red Eye on Fox News.
Which we'll be on in May, by the way.
Yes. And other people...
You've been on that before. I've seen you on that.
Yes. Right? And some other people said, well, Al Ducharme's been down there all week because he's doing an impersonation gig, so he has an actual 9/11 ID, but I've heard he's okay. And I
can't tell you how many times that ID got me laid.
Yes. So...
See, once again, I can't use dark humor.
No, you can't.
It's 15 years ago.
Makes you look bad.
Wait, a 9/11... What? What was it? ID? What ID?
A bad joke.
He has a
9/11 Twin Towers identification card. When you had to go in, they took your picture so that you could actually walk in.
Come and go.
Come and go.
Gotcha.
To these meetings that I was going to at Cantor Fitzgerald.
So anyway, people said Al Ducharme's been going there every day researching this company because he's an impersonator.
Well, I've been going there. I had been there.
And I said, wow. And then he walked through the door when I was hosting the show at the Comic Strip. And by the way, like right after 9/11, all the comedy clubs in New York City were packed. Because we couldn't go anywhere. The subways, you couldn't take
Manhattan
the subway.
was blocked off. You couldn't go around. Bridges, tunnels, everything.
So all the comedy clubs, believe it or not, and the bars were packed full of people with nowhere to go.
And everybody was commiserating, and we were all in shock.
So he walked through the door, and I went, Al Ducharme, I heard that you were down at the World Trade Center, which was kind of insensitive of me, but if you were in New York at the time, it's all you talked about.
Right.
And he was kind of in a daze, and he goes, yeah, and he pulled his Cantor Fitzgerald ID out and showed it to me, like, yeah, I was there all week. And then we started commiserating and drinking for the week, because in New York you can
Now, we
go
had already
anywhere.
been hanging out as friends for a couple of years, and you moved to my neighborhood, by the way.
Yeah.
So you lived a few blocks away.
So we were a 9/11 hookup, essentially.
Let's get down to the dirty. So when did it happen?
We were in a bar on the Upper West Side, an Irish pub, and we were sitting at the bar, and we had already hung out and had beverages previous to this and shared a few meals. And then...
we were like, well, the world's ending.
I stuck my tongue in your mouth.
You want to make out?
Yeah, I stuck my tongue in your mouth.
Because we're all going to die, right? Pretty much.
I held up my badge from the World Trade Centers, and I stuck my tongue in your mouth.
Pretty much.
That did it?
That did it.
What were you thinking?
We're all going to die,
down.
so let's just
What
do
the
this.
hell?
Yeah.
He ain't half bad.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like, let's...
Did you think it was funny at the time, too? Or nah, you didn't?
No, but ironically, he is of my ilk. I've never been attracted to my own ilk, but he's my kind. He's...
Yeah, she was a gold digger, and she switched.
No,
I
wish I was a gold digger. I'd be fucking flying high right now. But he's cut of the same cloth as
Wah,
me.
wah, wah.
So he's New England,
I don't have a
blue collar,
yacht.
Working class, blah 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 blah, and that's what I ended up with. So anyway, I'm drunk.
So here we are, 15 years later. We are married.
Living on a yacht. No, I'm just kidding.
We're visiting a yacht that we're
I'm not
moving
kidding.
into.
We are.
We have our son, Buddy, a 13.2 ounce Chihuahua. He's a pound overweight.
Well, I'm glad you guys found each other.
We are too.
And I'm glad you guys found me.
I'm glad to say that.
Yeah.
You know, if 9/11 did not happen, the three of us may not be together.
We wouldn't be
now on
together.
this
So
podcast.
sad.
We wouldn't be together right now.
How about that? Everything's for a reason.
Yep.
Thank you guys for
All right,
being my
thanks for
friend.
having us.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for having us
Thank you
and
for
being our friend.
Yeah, thank you
for
for
letting us
being
live
here.
on the yacht for free.
And yeah, anytime. Stay. Long as you want. Gonna have to get some more staterooms
We
though, I'm
have
guessing.
it on tape unless you
Yeah.
edit
No,
that
this
out.
is they're staying with me.
All right, bud. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you guys for coming out, enjoying some time with me on the boat.
Woo!
Thank you, everybody who's been listening. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we're going to catch you again soon. Live and on board with Tony Milazzo and Al Ducharme and Bernadette Pauley.